at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long. It's Watson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's taken to the 26. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL.
Oh, wide open, complete. A big play there for Indy, and even 60 yards. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll run it with Mack, and he takes it in for a Colts score. Marlon Mack with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Watson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football, and we just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Watson now to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, here's Love. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. From the 50, it's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Watson's throw is taken in by QT. And down inside the 15 he goes. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. They'll run with Love. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
I don't even know why his team showed up.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brissett, he's going to take off with it. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Go. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. So don't say nothing. Hey, alert. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Check.
Third and short yardage, Brissett. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On first down, it's Mack, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. On second down now, it's Mack. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for him.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Here's Brissett. And he's got his man Hilton. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. To throw, Brissett. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. To throw is Brissett. Ebron with it over the middle. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Hey, you got 3, 3 down.
And to give this time to the tailback. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Big stop, D. Big stop, let's go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big-time play there for the Texans. 42 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Love. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Bryce Love, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd down, it's Mack. Will be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Mike 18, Mike 18.
Brissett. He's got Jack Doyle. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball to cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Love. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your deep.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 84 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
Check 15. Check.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. McLaughlin for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now they try the right side here. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They are going for it. Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen. But they
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Marlon Mack. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Bissett. To the the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. And it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson. They'll roll him out right. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On 2nd down, Love. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 14. Here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A first down throw for Brissett. Complete to Hilton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Brissett on first down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. This a give to Mack running to the right. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, you got to be happy.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Miles Jack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the...
And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll get 34 yards there. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Walker in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
All day, defense, all day.
On 4th down, Watson. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.